TSM Dashboard is the first native TSM management application specifically designed for mobile devices. It is fast and optimized for troubleshooting, due in part to the built-in knowledge base. Everything TSM system administrators need to manage systems remotely. Start troubleshooting instantly via an SSL TLS secured connection. A problem that requires immediate troubleshooting can happen anytime, anywhere. Even during your commute, when the usual devices and environments are inaccessible. Big screen-friendly administration interfaces are typically hard to use on mobile devices, even with responsive web design, which makes troubleshooting more demanding and increases the time needed to resolve problems. Problems like this can be avoided when native applications that are designed specifically for mobile devices are used. Native applications are resource efficient and are optimized for small displays. TSM Dashboard is just such an app, which makes TSM server management easy via mobile devices and facilitates prompt troubleshooting. The TSM Dashboard system contains only a few components in its simplest configuration. In addition to the TSM servers to be supervised and managed, the environment contains only the directly connected dashboard servers and the client that provides management capabilities through a graphical user interface. The dashboard server transmits information from the TSM servers to the client and executes commands received from the clients on the TSM servers. The dashboard server must be able to communicate with the TSM servers. Multiple dashboard servers can be configured to provide high availability and load balancing. The client is a native mobile app that runs on iOS or Android-based mobile devices. It displays objects and messages of TSM servers managed by the system. Further, it allows for administration with the primary purpose of troubleshooting. The mobile device must be able to communicate with the dashboard server for the TSM dashboard system to work. The outlined configuration can only be used if the client can connect to the dashboard server directly through a LAN or VPN connection. An SSL TLS communication channel that is created by jointly using the key pair stored on the dashboard server and the key pair installed on the client safeguards the security of connection between the two components. The private and public keys are denoted by the darker and lighter shades, respectively. When a direct or VPN connection cannot be established but web browsing functions properly from a corporate network, communication between the client and the dashboard server can also be maintained by allocating further components of the TSM dashboard system to the task at hand. In this case, the gateway is installed inside the corporate network, while the relay is placed outside of it on the internet. The gateway establishes a secure connection between the dashboard server and the internet. Within the intranet, the gateway needs to be positioned so that it can communicate with the dashboard server and the relay server on the internet through a proxy server and a firewall. Communication between the gateway and the relay is similar to browser-web server communication. That is, a connection is always initiated by the gateway and uses standard HTTPS protocols and ports. The relay is a component residing on the internet. It is run and managed centrally by local partners or the developer. It ensures connectivity between mobile devices and gateways. All gateways and clients log into the relay which, after proper identification, selects which gateway server a message of a given client should be directed to. Both the gateway and the client have a private and public key pair. After initiating the connection, the public keys are sent to the relay. These key pairs ensure encryption. The public keys sent to the relay need to be signed by the service provider who operates the relay in order to be considered valid by the relay. Communication between the client and the dashboard server starts after establishing a connection. From the perspective of communication safety, it is important to note that the private keys never leave the user's device. Start the mobile app in the usual way. Enter the username and password for the TSM servers on the start screen. Once you log in, console messages of all TSM servers accessible from the dashboard server by the given username and password are combined into a single list, arranged chronologically. Messages can be filtered by severity using the lower toolbar. Tapping on a message provides detailed information with troubleshooting instructions for the related problem. If the selected message is associated with TSM objects, icons representing these objects will show up in the description. Object parameters are directly accessible from here. These objects can also be accessed from the main menu using the upper left button to step back, as shown here. Frequently used TSM object and resource types are shown in the main menu. Selecting a menu item displays the list of resources available associated with a given item. New resources can be created and current resources can be deleted on the same screen. Upon selecting an object, a detailed view will be displayed, reviewing all parameters of the selected item. Regardless of the object type, all screens have the same structure. The toolbar is located at the bottom of the screen, with delete and edit buttons found on the left and right sides of the toolbar, respectively. Icons for frequently used functions appear in the middle of the toolbar in a context-sensitive fashion. In our case, the Backup Storage Pool and the Migrate Storage Pool appear. An icon representing connected objects is displayed in the upper right corner of the screen. Tapping on the icon reveals further elements that are closely related to the object. In this case, device class and volumes appear. Selecting an element reveals another detailed view, in this case between the Delete and Edit menu items. The options are the Vary Off Volume, the Audit Volume, and the Move Data commands. Some objects, for example the Copy Group object, are directly inaccessible from the main menu. Such objects are accessible only via connected elements. Upon selecting the domain resource type and then selecting a particular domain, we get to the Policy Set objects. Then further on, we get to the Management Class objects, followed by the Copy Group objects. The selected Copy Group object parameters are editable, as shown before. Repeated tapping of the back button returns the user to the main menu. From there, console messages can be displayed by selecting the ANR button.